Alrighty then, Ethereal here, and so they just came out with their first patch, and that mostly addressed exactly the issue I felt in the first one, and a lot of people brought up, which was the audio problem. So what I decided to do is, it still takes close to an hour to do a full run through, the 4 levels, and uploading a whole hour-long video, it's really painful for, like, my connection and stuff, and that's after I render it, which takes, like, 3-4 hours by itself. So what I decided to do is instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick little, like, just each one of the girls one at a time in a solo game. Just a little bit ways into the first few waves, or the first few groups of enemies. We're going to start by selecting, we're just going to go down the line. We're going to go with RWBY and start the game up. So, just so people can maybe, if they want to see what they're, just the different things they do, and all the fun you can have, so. Let's get them! Yes! There's really, I don't even know why. I think they really need some sort of, like, lock-on function or something, because, the number of times where you're trying to fire at something and you end up shooting exactly the opposite direction you wanted to go, it's kind of a pain in the ass, I gotta admit. You know what? Screw you. Dust Blast pretty much just, like, one-shots, the creeps. I like it.
As you know, we've been
security
network in this area. We need boots on the ground to investigate.
Yep.
That means you, team.
Onward. Alright, Port. I got the point. So let's trigger as many of them as I can at once. Come on. Break everything. You quickly learn you break everything because, there's often experience in them. It's very hack and slash. It's very much, just... I never played it, but I keep hearing it compared to, like, a Dynasty Warrior sort of thing. Of course, it's an alpha. There's a lot of things, a little bit that need some work. Music's a little bit loud. I might want to turn that down just a little bit. Oh, it's one of the big guys. See, like, I'm facing him, but it's not actually firing at him. It's completely missing him. So. Yes! Yes, take that! Ugh.
I wonder if Dr. Oobleck knows about this place.
Yes,
I love listening to them.
The ruins of ancient
As you see, experience.
eye out for artifacts. Dr. Oobleck is always looking to expand Beacon's collection.
You definitely seem to get the most experience level up the quickest when you're running in the larger the group, because experience seems to be shared across the group as far as I can tell. I could be wrong. I mean, there is some differences in levels that often seems to more be based upon, when you showed up. Oh no, Beowulf your face off. Just, no, go away. Alright, so we're gonna do this wave here. I don't think I'm gonna do the control center wave, because that's a 4-wave process, and often doesn't end well for me when doing it solo. It's actually, I'd have to say the difficulty solo is way more difficult than having teammates. Alright, so, oh yeah, I should probably actually level up the abilities. It would make more sense. But we're gonna go looking through what RWBY has here just to see the sort of thing she does. Did I kill them all? Yes, I did. Alright, so she's got Crescendo, Reap, and Dust Blast. And then her general ones. And, I've unlocked them both, so they have different names. The non-unlocked versions have a different name than this. And, like, this is actually called, It's Also a Gun Until You've Unlocked It. Which, okay, it appears, I did not notice this before, but it appears that they're unlocked every time you've played through. They stay. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like an achievement thing. Oh yeah, it's saving my previous progress. You can see down there at the bottom, 1694 to 2000. Okay, because before, you know, it didn't seem like there was any sort of saving whatsoever, but it does seem to save unlocks. That's kind of cool. I never noticed that. Dust Blast is a shot AoE attack. Reap is that upward spiral thing. And Crescendo's a spin around her base AoE. I've noticed what they seem to be doing is that one is almost always some sort of AoE. It's Weiss's Nova, it's Yang's Quake. For Blake, it's the Dust Clone, but when you upgrade the Dust Clone, it explodes into Earth. So I feel, and I'm betting that the other unlockables for Blake are probably exploding into like the other elements or something. So I think it might be based that way. I'm gonna take that for this one. I'll probably go do it. But yeah, that's just the basic RWBY gameplay you play as. At least so far it looks. She's so far from having played all four. What I've noticed is, while she isn't the best at the AoE, that definitely belongs to Weiss, especially if you just upgrade Nova and spam the bloody hell out of it. And Yang also has better AoE than RWBY. I would actually consider RWBY one of the best at killing groups with her melee, not her abilities. And the reason I say that is the Scythe, they do an interesting thing. There's a clear difference in the hitboxes. Her Scythe seems to hit much farther out than Weiss or Yang does, although Blake's about the same amount. It's pretty much a spin around them sort of thing. So I think that's what it's meant to be, is that Blake and RWBY's AoE attack, or base attacks, are a much better AoE than you can see from like Weiss and Yang's base attacks, but they also have like the most, just the best AoE. All right, I'm gonna do the first level, I think, with all three of the girls. 4. Wow. Okay, the 3 remaining ones in this one. That's where I was going with this.
Undo the damage. Make sure your weapons are loaded and your mustache wax is stowed. This could get hairy.
You know, I can't lie, for all the fact that I've heard that like 30 times now, it's still funny as hell to me. Just all of it. Just, I love the teachers. I love the professor. Say, get off my control center. The enemies aren't the smartest. The AI on these things isn't the cleanest. That's for sure. They pretty much just, you know, they'll sit there for a moment doing nothing, and then they'll just be like, screw you. So, yeah, I think could do a little bit of a fix for the AoE AI.
Keep up the good work.
I give up. I speak no English. Just forget it. Alright, so now we're at Beowulf's along with the creeps. The problem with playing RWBY on these defense missions just by your lonesome is, yes, her scythe is pretty far reaching, but again, you're still left with the main issue of she doesn't have that mass AoE, like that mass Quake or Nova that Weiss has. Crap. Aura drains really quick, although Weiss definitely drains the quickest. It's to be expected, you know, she's the squishy one. Forgive me. Alright, did I upgrade Crescendo? Yes, I did. Okay, if you charge it, you do a much larger AoE and much more damage.
Point, team.
You consume your special down here at the bottom to use your abilities, and you regenerate it based on, what is the word I'm looking for? You regenerate your special based on, crap, get off my control center. Doing sequential hits, or, you know, you see the counter in the bottom. It fades pretty quick, so you gotta be careful, especially in situations like this where you're trying to jump around everywhere. But it does hold on, like when you're using abilities. You're untargetable when you're charging your charge abilities. I've noticed this is actually really nice. Basically, the way you tank is just hitting them, gets their attention, and they just run after you. Until another girl is closer, and then that's it.
Hold on just a little longer.
We're gonna go with that one.
Almost finished.
And the final wave, I believe with a single player, this will summon me a big creep and an alpha Beowulf along with the rest of the enemies. The nice thing about Dust Blast, though, is it's a great AoE. Okay, that's the annoying part, is that the Beowulfs have that little, I hate you sort of ability. Yes. And, ow, 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 ow. Alright, my aura's half gone at this point, and... Beowulfs are untargetable when they're doing their little super slash dash move. That one right there that he's doing with the and boy, it hurts. It can really hurt. Now, the alpha creatures can be pretty much like that. Yeah, see, he's untargetable during it, a lot like I'm untargetable at certain points. And I'm just gonna crescendo his face. There we go. Yeah, so, that finishes the first one for RWBY. And I'm just gonna go over to the next girl and go through all of them and show you all how they would play through each one of these things. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and you'll see you in the next one.